Good evening, friends. I would like to discuss with you today a new topic on biodiversity and its impacts upon the tourism scenario in India. Biodiversity hotspots in India is my topic of discussion for today. What actually is a biodiversity? Biodiversity basically defines the collection of flora and fauna in a particular place. Biological hotspot basically pertains to a region which is a prime location for the existence of rich biodiversity but also faces the threat of extinction and destruction. It is a place which needs our immediate and constant attention to survive and thrive in the future as well for the future as well as for in the present scenario. The idea of identifying hotspots was put forward by Norman Mayers in 1853. The idea of identifying hotspots was put forth by Norman Mayers in 1988. Right now, there are 35 biodiversity hotspots across all over the world. Almost 2.3% of the total land surface of the earth is represented by these hotspots. This comprises of around 50% of the world's most common plant species and 42% of terrestrial vertebrates prevalent. The basic identity and the basic phenomenon because of which biodiversity hotspots can claim their position to fame, can acclaim their position is because they serve to be the happy hunting grounds for a plethora of different varieties of flora and fauna and serve to be a natural habitat for most of these species, many of which are actually endangered by nature. Moreover, biodiversity hotspots give ample opportunity and scope for a tourist to actually visit the place, to get in touch with nature, be one with nature, spend quality time in a company of the different varieties of fauna and flora, enjoy the beauty and the sublimity of the place, enjoy the greenery and the virginity of the place, enjoy the salubrious climate, the pleasant rainy season, as well as the freshness of the place, plus at the same time the environment which are basically located in and around biodiversity hotspots, since they are away from the hues and cries of the materialistic towns and cities, are basically cool and composed and very healthy. The soil is very alluvial, it is very fertile, so it gives rise to a different varieties of vegetations whenever and wherever required. And most importantly, the climate it supports rainfall, it welcomes monsoon, it totally prevents soil erosion, plus destruction of forest is not allowed. So afforestation rather than deforestation becomes the need of the hour. Ultimately, it goes a long way in ensuring the sustenance of ecotourism and constructing an ecological balance in the society between different varieties of flora and fauna. Right now, if I talk about and discuss about the different rich biodiversity of India, as it has been already mentioned, India is a country rich in biological diversity. It is situated in the Indo-Malaya ecozone and comprises of 2 out of the 35 biodiversity hotspots in the country. India originally belonged to the Gondwana region where many Indian species originated. Due to the collision of Indian peninsula with the Laurasian landmass, there has been a mass exodus of different species taking place. Right now in India, some very prominent hotspots in India, which can be marked as tourist destinations, are the Western Ghats. The Western Ghats comprises of the Nilgiri Hills, which are present all along the western edge of peninsular India. Since they are situated near the ocean, they are likely to receive a very good amount of rainfall. Most of the deciduous forests in the country get developed here in this part of the land as well as rainforests. Around 77% of the amphibians and 62% of the reptiles are found here, cannot be spotted elsewhere in the world. Sri Lanka, which is India's neighbor and located in the southernmost part of the country, is another country which tremendously benefits and profits from the Western Ghats. and it is connected to India through a land bridge called as the Adam's Apple or the Ram Setu, which is a very width of nearly 140 kilometers. Next, if I have to discuss about the Eastern Himalayas, the Eastern Himalayas is another region in India which is ethnically very rich and verdant as well as vibrant as well as what is called vivacious as far as biodiversity hotspots are concerned. This region comprises of Bhutan, Northeast India, and southern, central, and eastern Nepal. These Himalayan mountains are highest in the world, and it is about to some of the highest peaks in the world, including Mount Everest, which is the highest mountain peak in the world, having 8,848 meters height, and the K2, also known as Godwin Austen. Some of the major rivers in the world originate in the Himalayas, and Himalayas comprise of more than 100 mountains beyond 7,200 meters. Mountain ranges like Nanga Parbat, Dholagiri, etc. Next comes the Indo-Burma region. The Indo-Burma region consists of numerous countries including the northeastern part of India. The northeastern states like Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Manipur, along with Myanmar, China's Yunnan province, and the ASEAN countries, Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia. It spreads over a distance of 2 million square kilometers. And this region is considered to be very rich as far as biological diversity is concerned. 6 unique species of mammals have been discovered in this region recently, including the large antlered muntjac, Annamite muntjac, leaf deer, saola, striped rabbit, and grey-shanked dog. Other species such as golden langurs, monkeys, and gibbons too can be found here, along with freshwater turtle and different species of flora. So this place has got an unique species of its own, and that is why India happens to be one of the hotspots of global biodiversity, not only because biodiversity elements, biodiversity properties and aspects rest not only in one part of the country but spread all across the country. If we divide the country into the northern side, northern Himalayas, if we divide the country in northern Himalayas, then coming to the northeastern side of the country, along with the countries of Southeast Asia, or if we go towards the western part of the country, along the western Ghats and a southern tip, which it shares with Sri Lanka, it can be very easily found out that India happens to be the hub of biodiversity in the world, and therefore wherever there is a biodiversity richness or there is a biodiversity biodiversity investment of flora and fauna, that place automatically becomes a happy hunting ground for wildlife tourism, nature tourism, sustainable tourism, because biodiversity or biodiversity elements serve to be the fulcrum or a main pivot which is crucial for maintenance and sustenance of sustainable tourism, ecotourism, promote wildlife tourism, promote nature tourism, etc. So looking from all these perspectives, it can be very well concluded that India happens to be one of the happy hunting grounds of biodiverse elements in the world. Therefore, it is promoting biodiversity as well as other tourism aspects which are directly or indirectly connected to biodiversity. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.